Hello and welcome back to Absolute BSS, the casual-petitive look at Bandai Namco's Battle Spirit Saga card game. Season 2, baby! It's Season 2!
Pretty sure you were already doing that on your personal soundboard.
So, I knew you were going to hit the air horn, so I did applause and a yay, and so it worked out perfectly. So, well done. And there's the quack.
And there's the quack.
Dr. Duck
Dr. Quack.
Oh my gosh. And the real Naumann Elephant Fortress in the room is that it's the original cast. The boys are back in town. Angel's back. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Still alive, kind of. How's everybody doing?
Yeah. Welcome
Glad
back.
to be back.
A lot
Thank
of crazy year. And of course, Eric joining me once again. How you doing, Eric?
Doing good. I might be the only member of the show that's never missed an episode.
I think you're right.
I think I've always been there.
Yeah. BSS trivia for you. But yeah, this is our first episode back after the little holiday break. Hope everyone had a great second half of your December. First couple days here in the new year. Hope you all are doing well. And we're glad to be back. We're really excited to be doing a quick retrospective of the first year of Battle Spirits, and then we're going to move ahead and look at what 2024 is bringing, which is a lot. We've recently gotten some good information. We're entering spoiler season for Set 4 and beyond. For the video viewers right now, we've got the Evangelion Mark 06 Golem token on the screen, full art. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to see that collaboration set, those collaboration box toppers in Set 4, and all that good stuff. But first, wanted to mention Angel and Eric are going to Worlds very, very soon. How do you guys feel?
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Like, Eric knew a little bit more than me, but I'm excited. I mean, for sure, I'm excited. Today's kind of been one of the first days that I've really been able to unwind a little bit from work, off a little bit. So I've been like trying to pre-order the mats there at the Bandai Fest. That was a hot garbage mess, but I figured it out. Just looking at all the spoiler stuff, trying to keep up with some of the decks that have been relevant for the last few big events that I've been, MIA for. So I got a lot of reading, a lot of catching up to do on the Discord, a lot of, partnering with you guys and everybody else on the Discord. But I'm feeling a little unprepared, but knowing me, I'm gonna stick probably with my roots and go purple and some kind of variation of it. So it's not that bad, but I'm excited to start hopefully play testing again these next couple weeks. And I'll go to Worlds, man. I say the promos for Worlds are beautiful. So I'm excited.
Yeah, they look awesome.
Top tier. Unbelievable.
I need those Dream Bombs so bad. And the Exhaust Nexus as well.
Oh, yeah.
And the Genbu. There's so many.
We just need it all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna dress up like a rare hunter, and I'm just gonna take all the cards. It's like all that. Like,
I'm playing all those cards in my main deck most of the time anyway. Like, they know.
Yeah.
They're like looking
dude,
into the
look
data.
so good. Like,
they're beautiful.
when I saw the thing on Twitter, I was like, "There's no way that's what's gonna look like." And it reminds me a lot of I remember a few months ago I showed you guys some of the Dragon Ball Z cards that I have.
Yeah.
That gold texture, that's what it reminds me of. And
gorgeous.
and they chose. I mean, I think there's like 2 or 3 that are still coming soon that we don't know what they're gonna be. But the cards that they chose for those promos, like top notch. I mean, they're the best cards of the set. Or multiple sets of different things have been used almost in almost any kind of deck. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's great for new players, I think, to look at such a high event and then look at these promo packs and be like, oh, okay, these cards look really, really cool. What do they do?
Yeah.
And then they find out that they are very competitive and they are run in a lot of lists. I think that's really, really smart on Bandai's part.
Here's something really interesting that is not confirmed yet, but people have been speculating on for those last couple of cards we haven't seen yet. The pack on the website says that it is iconic cards from sets 1 through 4. So we think that those last 3 cards are Set 4 cards that we don't know what they are yet.
That makes sense.
So we might get like Re-Ring Angel Matriel or something, which
Mommy
Angel.
Yeah,
Mommy Angel. Yeah. She's been turning some heads.
That's a good looking card. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But yeah, very exciting stuff in 2024. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to season 2 of BSS. And some other exciting stuff that's happening pretty soon. Right here, if you're looking at the YouTube video screen, we've got the flyer that Eric made for Bulldog Community Gaming's Indianapolis Battle Spirit Saga Midwest Tourney, Saturday, February 10th, in Indianapolis. All the details are here on the screen right now, but it's free entry. We're supporting Bulldog Community Gaming, though, with a purchase. Just go in there, buy something, tell them thanks. There's going to be some really cool participation and performance-based prizing. I know Eric has partnered with all the guys in the Brick Brothers community. You've seen Andrew and Brennan and Travis here on the website or on the podcast and in the Discord. So we've got some soul cores, some golem tokens. They look very, very cool. And there'll be exclusive playmats, tokens, core cards, all that stuff. It's going to cut to top 4 with feature matches throughout the day, streamed and casted live by yours truly. We're going to be streaming the event for those of you who can't make it out. And we're very excited about that. Personally, I'm pumped. I think that's going to be really, really fun. Another way to enjoy the game, right?
Yep.
Really looking forward to it. So we'll talk about this some more. But join the Discord, get involved, ask us questions. You can email us absolutebsspod@gmail.com. But yeah, just hop in the Discord, ask some questions if you're looking into this. I think it's going to be a pretty decent turnout. Like some good players are going to be coming to the Midwest tourney
for sure that I know. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
This kind of goes back to I'm excited to see this happening because all this started from I think it was Gen Con when we met these guys, Brennan and Andrew, and here we are again. It's kind of like our stories how we first met with Battle Spirits. So hopefully 2024, some of this stuff happens to some of you new players that get into the game. So community keeps growing and growing. So it's glad to see it.
Yeah, we always preach about it here on the show. Like, you are the community. Foster a community. Get people interested in the game, and you can do a lot as an enjoyer of the game and as a player of the game, as a fan. So shouts to all the Brick Brothers for this idea and Bulldog Community Gaming. I know they were like super involved in the Gen Con crowd. Like after those nights, people would go over there and Bandai stopped by. Like Bulldog Community Gaming, I'm super excited to finally check out the store myself. And we're very excited to be casting the event. And we're excited to see what comes out of it. Little after season 3, right before set 3, right before set 4. It's going to be interesting. It'll be like a last hurrah for the current meta before all those new cards come out. So that's Saturday, February 10th in Brownsburg, Indiana. All the details in the Discord and right here on the video. Let us know if you're going to be there. We'd love to see you.
Yeah, if it's a bit of a trek for you, just know that we are going to be giving away lots of stuff all day. Like I'm going to bring, not only are we going to have tokens and stuff for the event, but I'm going to bring some extra tokens that are not, the ones that you can get at the event are going to be branded for the event, but I'm bringing like extra ones just to give away as well. So, even if it's a little bit of a drive for you, the tournament itself is free. There's going to be lots of stuff given away. There's participation prizes as well. So even if, on the day you don't end up doing super well, you're not going to go home and empty-handed. I can promise you that. So.
Yeah. And I'm going to bring a big blue Coliseum Golem deck to play against you all on the side. So if you want if you want to feel good about yourselves and kick someone's ass, come talk
I'm gonna build
to
up like a vanilla deck. Why not?
Yeah, all vanilla. Oh, I should dust off my Spring of Norn deck.
There you go, man. Do it.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
That's awesome. But yeah, we're super excited. It's crazy. Battle Spirits is there's a lot of news going around, y'all. So before we get into all the new stuff, though, Eric had a good idea of just us looking back at the first year of this game's life, and just kind of picking some cards that stood out to us from each set, cards that we really love. It's probably going to be some obvious choices here and there, but then we'll talk a little bit about what we want to see from Bandai and Battle Spirits moving forward this year, and then it's all spoiler stuff, and I can't wait to start playtesting some set 4 and theory crafting. And just talking about all the cool stuff that's going on. So, Eric, do you want to kick us off with your favorite set 1 card?
Yeah, I'll say that a lot of cards went through my mind as I was thinking. For set 1 specifically, a lot of cards kind of passed through my mind that I was thinking of picking. like ones that maybe got me excited about the game when I first started playing. So, I do want to mention all three of us met, or no, we met. You and I did not meet at this event, Cam.
Right.
We knew each other, but we met Angel at the very first event that you and I ever went to for this game. So it's
and now
like,
we're here.
and now we're here.
What a year.
Digitally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a year, almost a year later. I guess technically not a full year, but I wanted to pick a card that has, I think, risen in the ranks for me to the point where I'm playing it out of color a lot of the time. And that card is Hippocampo.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go here.
That card, I've always been super interested in Blessed, and anytime I've messed around with a yellow deck, I typically went like full on into Blessed whenever I was like building back in the day. Of course, in the last like couple big tournaments, I've played yellow pretty exclusively. Like I played, a yellow list in Atlanta and a yellow list at the Pro Tour in Portland. But Hippocampo sticks out specifically because it's a card that you can play outside of a Blessed deck. You can play outside of a yellow deck even. So, and it's 3 cost, 1 reduction. I think it's, 2k for 1 core and 4k for 3 cores.
Yep.
And then it has Blessed. So on top of that, it's a Fabled Beast. So if you're playing it out of yellow, there's all sorts of other synergies you can pick up on there. But the main place, the main thing I found out about it is that it slots into so many different decks that are more like mid-rangey as your 3-drop slot. And in fact, before I decided to play yellow in Atlanta, I was playing a red mid-range deck. Pretty standard, but I had swapped out Dilophosa for Hippocampo.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed that build because it kind of gave you a little bit of extra sustain against your opponent if you're in the mirror match, because you could like go toe-to-toe with them and then also kind of surprise them and get some life back. So anyways, huge shout out to Hippocampo. I didn't fully appreciate Hippocampo's value from the very start, but now at this point, he's an all-star in my book. So
I love Hippocampo. That was one of the first like shiny, not X rare cards from that very first pre-release I got, and I was like, this is neat. And then I was playing with him. I'm like, he gives me life. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when set 1 came out, and I was looking through all the cards, I was like, oh wow, that's like one of the very few cards that can actually bring you back life in the game. At least around set 1, And set 1 was like probably the longest set ever. So I'm glad that Hippo is still around, floating around.
Me too.
Yep.
How about you, Angel?
Well, for me, if Seto Kaiba likes Blue Eyes and he likes Dark Magician, I'm gonna go with Maduke. And the reason why, honestly, kind of like what Eric was saying, that one is very dear to my heart because so many of those cards, it was brand new to the game, right? Like I was so excited for this game. The Saga rare was like a new type of like collector type card. So with Nova was really cool, and that was like the big boss of the game. Curse Dragon, obviously. But I went with Maduke. The reason why is one, like honestly, if it wasn't for Maduke, I wouldn't have won the game in Tulsa that I needed to win to qualify for the Pro Tour, and I wouldn't have won a game in the Pro Tour that I needed to end the day better to be able to get my Worlds invite. Both times Maduke came in clutch for it, so I can't not choose Maduke for that reason. And a part, it's just a card that we joke around all the time. That every time it gets played, pick it up and read it, because it's just so much. It's very tricky. Even me playing it so long, sometimes I got to read it. Sometimes when it's played against me, I'm like, wait, what does it do again?
Yeah.
And Maduke's been talked about forever, so I mean, she's just crazy. We all know what she does. But that's probably one of my favorite cards from set 1. And she's honestly one of like the big villains too of set 1. Between Nova. So looking at some of the play mats, she's so usually involved somehow. And she looks badass, so that's gonna be my choice for Maduki. So
she's like your signature card, man. When I think about purple, I think about 2 cards, and I think about you specifically. I think about Maduke, and I think about Netherworld Depths. And there's a lot of good purple targets, but obviously Maduke is still very popular in the meta. At the Grand Open round 2, I played against Thomas, who won, and we went to game 3. And game 3 was the first time that I saw his Maduke come out. And I was pivoting to a very aggressive strategy, and I almost got that game. But as soon as Maduke came out, I couldn't draw into Dream Bomb fast enough. And so I respect Maduke. I really, really do. So that's a good pick. I like that.
I just want to give a shout out because I know he's gonna hate me. Beldegor, you would have been number one,
Yes.
but sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
If they
Beldegor can
weren't in,
understand, but
Yeah, if
barely.
Meduca's gonna live, I'll say Beldegor.
if they weren't in the same set, I think you would have picked those
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
What
A
about you,
quiz for
Kim?
you, Angel. I know
Oh,
this
go
is
ahead.
probably unfair because you haven't played in a really long time at this point, but
Mhm.
can you recite what Maduke does by memory?
Jeez, I hate you. So I think so. Level one, all your spirits with blood curse. Oh no, I can't. Sorry. I'm gonna give a long time. Sorry, I'm not gonna cheat. I had her up too, so I try not to look at it.
Yeah.
So I just know at level three, all your spirits with curse now have blood curse. At level three, if she would be destroyed by your opponent, I think you can remove a core from her and their life to the trash. If she
Yeah.
stays
I
something
love how
like
that's
that.
worded too. It's like when this spirit would be
Something.
destroyed by your opponent, you may place one core from
Yeah.
your opponent's life and one core
Like
from
why
this
wouldn't
spirit.
I?
Yeah, it's really funny. No, you nailed it. That was it. 8 cost, 4 reduction, 5k, 6k, 11k, 136 cores. Good old blood curse.
Good old blood curse.
It's the blood curse that makes me read this card every time
Yep.
because I'm like, okay, blood curse does that, and then I'm like, wait, she gives it to everyone. What
For
does that
everyone,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wait, all you guys can be back to life.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, it's brutal. My set 1 card. It might shock some people. It might not though. I talked about her a lot when I was first playing the game, and I've been looking at her a lot since. Wonderland Alice. This was my first X rare that I opened, and I was like, okay, there's like a drain mechanic here. There's a reduction mechanic. Being a Digimon collector, I really liked yellow in early Digimon, and I love that concept. And it's removal that's different than, your obvious ones, right? Like just destroy something. It's like, nah, if you can finesse this a little bit, you can just reduce their BP and they become worthless. If you don't fully kill them, most of the time they're not going to block you. So Wonderland Alice is super cool. 6 cost, 3 reduction, Otherlander, Yellow Spirit, which I think Otherlander is about to find its calling and its place in set 4. I really, really do. There's a lot of cool Otherlander cards, but it's not all tied together yet, like outside of Alice and some other Angel support. But at level 1 for 1 core, she's 3k. Level 2 for 2 cores, she's 6k. Level 3 for 3 cores, she's 7. So I love those stats. And at level 2 and 3, when the spirit attacks, select one of your opponent's spirits, reduce its BP by 1,000 for each spirit you control during this turn. And I love 2 costs, and I love the little yellows everywhere. So big fan of Wonderland Alice. That's got to be my set 1 favorite card. Looking back at the set, I was thinking like God Beast, Flying Turtle, Phantasmal Paradise, but it's Alice, and I'm excited to see Alice come back into my main deck list moving into set 4, I think.
Some people were speculating because there's that thing we were just talking about, the Eat Me cake, where it gives you bonuses if you ascend off of it. That what if we get an Ascend Alice?
That'd be
that's
so
like a
cool.
giant Alice, like after she drinks the potion or whatever.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh,
that'd be crazy. Yeah, I can see that.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
That would be awesome. Oh shit! I need that before I need the Penta X rare, I think.
Now, if they don't do that, I think we're all going to be really disappointed. But...
I will be for sure. Oh man, that's
it would
funny.
have to be an X rare if they did that, so we'll have to see.
All right, Eric, what's your set 2 card of the year? Set 2 was interesting.
This one's gonna be obvious, I think. It's my boy. He's always there for me. Worker Ant-Man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish you weren't going first. I've had to pivot.
I
man.
I do too, because he was my boy too. So
Yeah. I've got one, I think. But yeah,
I got one too, though.
Worker Ant-Man, 3 cost, 2 reduction, green Carapace Spirit. Level 1 core 2k. Level 2 cores 4k. And at level 2, when the spirit attacks, place a core from the void into your reserve if the spirit has a soul core on it.
Yeah. It's just, I've been playing a lot more green lately. I think I haven't really been playing Worker Ant-Man because he dies to so much removal that's out there right now. Like he gets flood streamed, he gets ritual fired,
yeah.
And I think Hippocampo kind of actually took his place in a lot of decks where I was just like slotting in some sort of ramp.
Yeah.
But I have been playing some green again lately, and I found that actually he's still quite good. Um,
Good to know.
I mean, even if he does get flood streamed, it's gonna happen. You're gonna attack with him first, anyways. So like, it's gonna happen like after you've already gotten value out of him.
Yeah.
So
That's a
like,
good
you're
way to
not gonna
look at
play
him.
him. Yeah, you're not gonna play him and not attack. So he's gonna get you at least one core. And I've been playing with him again a little bit, and I think he's still quite good. And the 4K BP threshold that he hits is still really good.
Yeah. For
It,
really
it
nothing at all. It's easy to get
yeah,
him to that level too.
yep. So I think he's still really solid. I do think he took a bit of a hit with Floodstream and Ritual Fire, but I think if you're playing, I don't think he's as splashable as he used to be, but I think if you're playing green, I think you can still find a place for him.
Yeah. I agree.
So
And he might not be a 4 of, but maybe a 3 of in an all green deck.
So,
yeah.
question for you, Eric. Would you say, because I gotta see, are you officially a green player? You know, we all have that one color that we attach ourselves to. Ken's
That's a
yellow.
good question.
I'm purple. Are you official? I know you did with dabble in all the colors a little bit. Are you going with green? Is green your boy?
So I've had the most success lately with yellow.
It's because
But
yellow's the best color, undisputed.
Because yellow's relevant right now. That's why.
I think right now yellow is the strongest color, personally. Like,
I love it, man.
I'm not saying that other colors aren't viable,
Right.
because I think that's definitely not true. But I think that if you're talking about like a monocolored deck, because I think a lot of rainbow decks or multicolor decks are quite powerful right now with
Yeah.
Smag and K piles like going around, or that sort of thing. But for a singular color, I think yellow is probably the strongest. With that said, to like truthfully answer your question, I do think I'm a green main. Just the reason I've been experimenting with green, even though like I have a really solid yellow deck that I could just continue to tweak and take to Worlds and probably do decently well with. But since I'm going into Worlds, like the only thing that's really at stake at this point is just like, I mean, obviously there's money on the line, but
Right.
I I'm not trying to get an invite to anything else after this. It's
Right.
just like however I place is how I place, and
Sure.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm kind of leaning towards like, if I can make a green deck that I think is solid, like it's going to do decently well, I think I'd rather play that just because I'd have more fun with it.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm at. But I might still play the yellow deck because honestly, the yellow deck is super fun too. It's just I've played it for the last 2 events.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
do I play something different?
Yeah, that's fair. No, but I think that's a great answer. Worker Ant-Man,
What-
obviously we've been singing its praises since it got spoiled.
Yeah.
And since we started playtesting with it. It's a good one. It's solid.
It is.
I think he's definitely got a place moving forward too.
Absolutely.
How about you, Angel?
I'm gonna go with my second MVP, which falls in the green category, is Storm Prison.
Let's
Um,
go.
Storm Prison was amazing. I know Eric said Worker Ant-Man. That was originally my first choice. Same thing, right? It goes back to Gen Con. I was really playtesting a lot of this set at Gen Con, in preparation for the next Grand Open. And between Worker Ant-Man and Storm Prison, at the time with depths, phenomenal. I mean, exhaust, draw, it came really handy. And to this day, Thorn Prison is very scary and dangerous. I mean, aggro's play style. I know Eric used it a lot in his aggro build. It's a very useful, annoying card that's really good. Not much to say about it. It's got, I think, 2 different alternate versions of it. One with the gun beam rifle or the Gundam, so that's pretty cool. That's the one I mainly lean to. I mean, obviously, I have to look at to see if Thorn Prison's still being played in the set. I think it is. I've seen a few lists out there.
Yeah,
It
But I'm
is.
not sure.
It
Yeah,
is.
okay.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Um,
It's always
But
solid.
it's Storm Prison, right? I mean, not much you can say about it. It sauce and taps down 2 of your opponent's refresh spirits. You can play it defensively or aggressively, so it's a very versatile card.
Yeah.
Not that expensive. You can splash it almost in any deck, honestly, and be okay with it. So it's one of those like staples that I will call, and it has been a staple, so at least in the last few metas that we played in this game. So I would say that would
Yeah.
be my card. Storm Prison's the baby right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, out of green it costs 2. Out of other colors it costs 4. I'm willing to pay either of those costs to do that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
both of those costs are fine.
Agreed.
What you got,
Well,
Cam?
my
Did I take one of yours?
no, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, right. I
Uh,
saw you looking. I was like, he's probably had one person. I saw you looking. I was
yeah,
like,
they're
you go first in the next one or second. That we can get it.
Oh no, I think my set 3 will be different, but no, I when I think of set 2, I think of green for sure. So Work Rant Man obviously popped into my head. Thorn Prison for sure. I was thinking about doing Emerald Pincer just because I still think that card is really good.
Yeah.
I really like that one, but I gotta go with Arcana Joker, another Otherlander.
Oh yeah.
5 cost,
Yeah.
reduced by 2, yellow Otherlander spirit. Level 1, 2, and 3. When summoned, this spirit cannot be blocked. It's just good. There's some wacky stuff you can do with this. And when the spirit attacks, selects one of your other Otherlander spirits, activate one of its when summoned effects with this spirit. I think that's only going to continue to be valuable and viable. I think Joker's going to come back around. You know, we see Joker as like a 1 or a 2 of in a lot of decks, even outside of yellow, just because of that, you know, life walker, basically. Like, if you've got a life, I'm going to walk right over there and hit you. And you could close out the game. Pairing it with cards like Double Heart is just ridiculous. It's a little expensive combo, but it's possible. And I really, I'm excited for Otherlander moving into set 4. I don't know if we're going to see a bunch, but I hope we do. So, yeah,
Well,
my pick's definitely Joker for set 2.
think about if we see an Ascend Otherlander, kind of we were just talking about.
That's what I'm
Like,
thinking.
if that card has a when summoned ability that's extremely powerful, Joker can activate it without needing to ascend, which would be huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I'm going to be looking for the more yellow comes out on Bandai's Twitter. I'm looking for Otherlanders with one summoned effects. And this guy is why.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. I kind of forgot about him a little bit because I think his popularity has waned a little bit because of Ritual Fire and Floodstream.
Yeah,
but
he's squishy, but man, if he's like coming in for the answer right at the end, he's gonna do it.
Yeah,
still a scary card. I mean, anytime that you have one life left, and you know it could be a sideboard card that somebody sided in, you know, and you see Arcane Joker come out, you're like, what? I mean, you can't do anything. I mean, it's very rare unless you have freaking Dream Bomb, like in your hand, not even in the burst zone. It has to be in your hand. And you time it well. Like that's the only thing that really can save you. So yeah, Arcane Joker is definitely still a very scary card. So
and I'm hoping that I was hoping that people would forget about him. But then I just talked about him on this podcast. So keep an eye out for Arcana Joker.
He's been brought back to life.
Yeah, especially if you're across the table from me, you're gonna see Joker. Honorable mention the big white mech that does nothing except has 10,000k for 10k for 2 cores. I love that guy.
And at the Pro Tour, because I was playing yellow with Genbu, somebody played I think they sideboarded that card in and then played it. And then tried to block my Genbu spirit, but then I had my secret tech, which was core theft, and I core thefted off of it and killed it.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
Yeah.
Damn. That's a good vanilla tech for Genbu. Little expensive though, but I mean, if you're in white, that's like the best one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, the core theft works well against that because in Fabled Beast, you just draw a ton of cards with Phantasmal Paradise, and then you're like, yeah, I'll ditch a couple bunnies to kill that one.
That's some sneaky tech, man. I like that. Core theft in yellow. Okay. All right. I'll remember that. All right. Well, set 3, Eric. What do you think? This is the latest set. It introduced blue for the first time. This was the first set that had all 6 of the colors harmoniously battling it out. What was your favorite from set 3?
There's only one card this can go to. She got me my Pro Tour invite, and she got me my Worlds invite, and that's Judgment Angel Flagellum.
Once again, I'm gonna have to pivot.
Were you gonna pick her?
Oh, fuck yeah! Flagellum is so fucking good. Pardon my French. Damn, I love this card. Go ahead, talk about her.
6 cost 4 reduction angel, level 1 for 1 core 4k, level 2 for 3 cores 6k, level 3 for 4 cores 8k.
Yeah, 2 reduction by the way, down to 4, but
down to 4, At all 3 levels, she has luster. So when the battle ends, you return all the magic cards you use back to your hand. And then at level 2 and level 3, so starting at 3 cores, whenever you use a magic that costs 5 or more, you reduce all of your opponent's spirit's BP by 2,000 after the effect resolves. So essentially, Exhaust Nexus is minus 5k now. And the amount of times that I would just double Exhaust Nexus somebody and then get them back and then just do it again and again and again until they finally get their Dream Bomb. But then at that point, like, I have a bunch of Fabled Beasts, I have Genbu, I have Dual Eagle, I have like 7 life. It's like they're stabilizing, but the game is basically already over. So
Flagellum should be an X rare. Like, in my opinion,
nuts.
She leads the deck. It's nuts. Like, you did it in Atlanta, and then I was like, oh fuck, I hope I can do it today too. But being able to triple Exhaust Nexus Feng Huang, that is so glorious that is something you can do in this game, and that we both did.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Flagellum is so good.
That's one of the best feelings in the game, is triple Exhaust Nexusing a Void Lord to death. It's just there's nothing like that for sure.
It's like Void Lord poo. Get out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so good.
Yep. Also, her ability stacks if you have multiples of her. So if you need to hit 7k BP, you just drop 2 of her and keep them both at level 2 or level 3, and then it's just nuts. Also, she kind of sneakily combos like. If you're playing Floodstream or Dream Bomb, you can also kill little dudes while you're bouncing the big one, or killing. Yeah,
I used her with Dream Bomb a couple of times in like really pivotal moments. Yeah, you bounce the big guy and you wipe the little guys, so it's like they just all of a sudden have nothing.
Yeah,
and then you're just walking through, and it takes a lot to rebuild a board that goes wide. Like, if you're playing aggro, if you're playing low cost spirits like I do, you know, you decide when that turn is to go wide, and if you lose those cards, it's tough. And so Flagellum does that so well.
The fact that she has luster makes it even worse, because if you know that they have double Exhaust Nexus in their hand, like, you cannot rebuild. You're just stuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that point is a war when it happened. So
she's a hard stop.
You can't rebuild. You have to answer her. Like, you are forced to answer her.
Yeah, I don't think she's going anywhere moving into set 4.
Yep. She's also 6 cost, so she gets around Floodstream.
Yep.
Her BP at 3 cores gets her out of like pretty much everything except for Volcanic Break, which is limited to 1 of at this point.
Which I think I did have a Flagellum killed by Volcanic Break in Atlanta.
Yeah, that'll happen.
And that's a good use for your 1 Volcanic Break, I gotta tell you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
you're 1 of Volcanic Break unless you're playing Flagellum, and then you can use it infinitely. But
I didn't even think about that. Oh my gosh.
While also doing 2,000 BP to their entire board after you break something.
Damn. So, I forgot about that. I might slap Volcanic Break.
That's why she has that whip. She's whipping it, man. She's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Fierce Angel, man.
She's so cool.
So, I would not be surprised if we see her. People have been discussing like ban and limiting. I think Exhaust Nexus is probably the more problematic card.
Yeah. I could see that limited to 1.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think Bandai is also now starting to scale up the power level of this game a bit, just based on some stuff I've seen them come out with. So
some of the stats I've seen, it's like 8,000 BP, like for like lower cost. So it's just like
Yep.
So she may not be as good as she is right now, like a couple sets from now.
Yeah, but I think into set 4, you're definitely going to be seeing Flagellum if you're playing against me. Just letting you know, because I love the whole drain mechanic, man, and especially pairing that with Exhaust Nexus. 5k board wide is nuts.
Absolutely.
And then just being able to do it again, unbelievable, so good. Angel, how about you? What's set 3? We haven't really, I guess, like for a long time, I haven't talked to you about set 3 in a minute. So I'm very interested to hear about this.
So for me, honestly, it's just, obviously I haven't really played a lot of set 3, just a little bit I was able to test. But I will have to go with the it's just because it's one of the better warlords, obviously, and I like what I'm few games I did play with it, it was insane.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't do as crazy as I thought. I think we all thought Gale was gonna be. But I would say Heavenly Emperor, Fang, wow. So the Void Lord for of Green will probably be one of my favorite ones from set three.
Yeah.
Just because everything it does, so 10 cost, what, 3, 4, 5, 6 cost reduction. At level 1, 2, and 3 when he attacks has scale 3, which if he's blocked, you can tap down 3 spirits, 7,000 BP. At level 2 and 3, when your Boulder Spirits attacks reduce your opponent's life, you may select one of your opponent's exhausted spirits. You may return that spirit to your opponent's hand to refresh this spirit, and it has 10,000 BP with 4 cores on it. And then level 3 has, when he attacks and reaches your opponent's life, place 1 core from their life into the reserve. And it's for 6 cores, it's at 15,000 BP. So it's a pretty big guy. Obviously, there's ways around him, but when he's out there and if he gets out of hand, you can kind of get him out early. Game can get pretty wacky pretty quickly,
Yeah.
especially with Hurricane Highlands. Obviously you need kind of that card to really support this big guy out there. But I think that that deck without this card, it's not as prominent. I guess I would say, it's like the big boss monster for that deck. And who knows? Maybe there's still some life with set 4 later on. But I think out of set 3, I like this card. I mean, for the Void Lord, I was kind of disappointed in set 2. Well, the Void Lords was supposed
Yeah.
to be the big thing, and it was like not a single Void Lord. I was like, this guy came out in set 3. I was like, man, this is a Void Lord. Like, all right, this is
Yeah.
like scary. Like, this is like what I would think a boss monster should be like. So,
Yeah.
and the artwork for it is phenomenal. I'm a sucker for like big majestic birds. Reminds me of like the 3 legendary Pokemons, Moltres, and all that. So,
Yeah.
I like it. I like this card. It's really good. There's something negative about it, except that if it gets Green Bomb and you're screwed in Hurricane Highlands, you kind of struggle with it a little bit. But
Yeah. Again, it's that, it's a card that exists. You have to have answers for it if you're going up against green, especially with how everybody was building green. We talked a lot about on this show just about like the packet of Gale and how versatile that is in other colors and in as a part of a bigger deck as a whole. And yeah, you're not going to see Hurricane Highlands without this one and without Little Takawa, because they're just so good and it's so consistent. It is a little expensive, so the word high roll gets thrown around with this deck specifically, but
yeah.
I still think it's just fun, right?
Like,
Like,
I almost call it like a rogue deck. Like, it's
Yeah.
good, right? It's just you gotta have situational matchup for that deck to succeed, right? Or nobody has to see it coming, and you have the best matchup for it. Because I'm still kind of shocked a little bit of like it didn't do as well as I was gonna do. I thought it would at least do like a little bit better, but it almost just kind of like stood right there mid tier almost, and never really
Yeah.
got over that hump too
we
much.
were really worried about it. We were crying
Yeah,
wolf.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is good though, right? Because that just shows all of us players that were thinking the same thing, that we're not that smart. That's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff happened that we were not expecting, and Yellow just kind of like snuck up in there and got everybody. So but I still think it's one of those decks for sure that I could see it. Obviously maybe with a little bit more support, maybe something to kind of, I don't know. It just needs something a little bit more, but it's still one of those decks that I would not sleep on. If I was playing against somebody, I'm like, oh, I got this in the bag. Like, it can get out of hand very quickly if you don't have the answers at the right time, or if you misplay, or if they have the nexuses out faster than you can do whatever you have for it. So, it's still a good deck. It's definitely a good deck.
For sure.
It's a fun deck, if anything else. It's a very, very fun deck.
Andrew has shown me some really interesting ways to get around this card as we were prepping for the Pro Tour. The second ability where they can bounce something to your hand to refresh it is honestly the most powerful effect on the card. I mean, obviously in combination with the other effects, like dealing 2 damage is nuts, but one thing you can do to get around that is if you have anything that you can flash out, you can just remove the cores from your exhausted spirits to kill them when you flash the cards, so that way they can't have a target to refresh this. So
Wow.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, you can remove any of the targets. So
yeah, so that's
Wow.
I got to give credit to Andrew for that trick, but that saved my ass one time when I had to do that. So
Damn. Imagine how good of a player I would be if I read the cards and understood the rules. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's not hopeless if they do this, but you do have to have an answer or some kind of out to at least make it to the next turn.
Yep.
But if you've got a fully exhausted board of like 5 spirits and they have this thing cored all the way up, it's not looking good, buddy.
No.
Yeah,
And I will
especially
say,
there.
we were definitely, because of Andrew and the other guys in the Brick Brothers, we were definitely well prepared for the Gale matchup. I only got to see it once, but every time Feng Huang came out or Jaeger came out, I had answers and I was ready for it. But not
Did you guys see a
everybody
lot of it in Atlanta?
I heard there was a lot of green. I only
I
saw
played
it the
against
one
Gale.
time.
I played against Gale twice in Atlanta, and I think once at the Pro Tour.
Cool.
So
It's fun. I think we'll see that Gale packet for a long time. I think it's all going to what's cool about it is it's going to be everything surrounding the Gale packet and the rest of the deck. I don't think it's going anywhere, and I'm interested to see what kind of just Gale support we get in green. Maybe it becomes a mono green deck again. Maybe there's something or a bunch of creatures that really want cores, and that can kind of round out that problem of you're just sitting with 40 cores, but you have like 2 cards in your hand. Like, what do you do with them? So I'm interested to see where green goes in set 4. I think they've been one of probably my second favorite color in set 2 and set 3. I just think it's a fun. They have fun gameplay mechanics. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to absolutely eat my words and fully retract my, boy who cried wolf statement about Gale, but I will say that I agree with you. I think my view on Gale has shifted more towards, I think it's a cool part of green's identity that green just has like infinite cores to do whatever they want with, and I think it's a cool thing that green does, because at this point we have so many cards out of green that ramp you, and the green deck I'm playing around with right now is a ramp deck, but it doesn't even use Gale.
Right.
So it's like,
because it doesn't necessarily need it.
No, because I need more cores than I can get just from getting one every turn, but I don't need that many. So I'm just like, it's a little overkill. Like, I don't need to do that.
That's a good word for it. Green feels like deck building, like Slay the Spire. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if you high roll with your green deck, it's like, yeah, you broke the game. Really, you've got 84 cores there, but now what? Because the rest of the game is not how many cores can I make. It's I have to make my opponent lose their 5 life. And so that's where I think people hit that wall. They're like, well, I broke Gale, right? I figured it out. But that isn't always enough, just because of the genre of the game that Battle Spirits is. But it is really neat, and I think that's why green clicks with me so well, is because it's a lot of those little moving parts and combo pieces, and it feels like you're really fine-tuning an engine to do what you want it to do. But yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to look at green in set 4. My set 3 card was definitely going to be Flagellum. And I've definitely I thought about Genbu, but I gotta go with the vanilla card, because that's just who I am. This is Wonderland Card Griffin. 5 cost.
That's a good one.
I love this card. 5 cost, reduced by 4. Otherlander Fabled Beast. So it's both, but it is vanilla. Level 1 for 1 core is 4K. Level 2 for 2 cores is 5K. Level 3 for 4 cores is 8K. In Atlanta, for sure. Like, and we talked about this, right? We talked about the 2 vanilla Fabled Beast spirits from set 3. Or is that other one from set 3? Yeah, it is. The Feral Beast, Keon.
Feral Beast, Keon Gi, yep.
And I think we all collectively decided that Wonderland Card Griffin is definitely the move. And yeah, I was never bummed to see Wonderland Card Griffin show up in my hand. Everyone was scrambling for vanillas to go against Genbu's ability, right? And so that's where I started with it. But just the way I play yellow is that I have a lot of spirits out. So I don't think I ever spent more than 2 cores to just place Griffin. Most of the time, I was putting Griffin down for 1 core and then immediately stacking it up to 5K to get out of certain ranges, or just right up to 8K, depending on what point of the game I was in. And 8K is a really, really good number in this game, especially for something that you can play for 1 core. So I'm obsessed with my little Fabled Beast boy, Vanilla Spirit. Big fan.
Yeah.
Good choice. That's definitely a good choice. I know we kind of had a whole episode going back and forth on that card, and it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good card. It
It's
definitely is.
it's nice to know that it settled in where it's like absolutely I'm maining Wonderland Card Griffin.
He proved himself in Atlanta for you.
Sure did. Man, and there was
Yeah.
just nothing better than seeing Griffin, Eagle, and Flagellum all on the board, just like wings spread, like we're just about to destroy you. I went 4-4, but but it
Hey,
was
that's
fun.
not bad. Hey, you were exactly the right place you needed.
That's right. I got 80th. I was looking for 80. I got 80. So that's a fun bar going into season 2, right? Of competitive too. It's like now I just need to get above that, go to a pro tour, and maybe hit worlds.
Top 64 is a good goal. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a pretty attainable one.
Yeah, that is definitely where I'm gonna set it. You know, a winning record instead of a tie, like neutral. But yeah, speaking of 2024 and season 2, or what were you gonna say, Eric?
I just wanted to quickly say,
Yeah,
I don't remember who said this. It might have been one of the True Duelist people in their like review of their deck. I don't remember if they were even playing Wonderland Card Griffin, but or maybe it was just a conversation I had with Andrew. But the important thing to remember about Wonderland Card Griffin is that it's a vanilla card, but it's not actually blank if you're playing it in a yellow Fabled Beast deck.
true.
It essentially says its text is, when played, draw a card if it's your first Fabled Beast this turn, because you probably are playing it on top of Phantasmal Paradise.
Yeah,
It
and
also
that's
says when this
reducing it.
it also says when the spirit dies, like ramp a core and maybe draw a card if you have Blessed Cathedral out.
Yeah,
It also says could be unblockable 8K with Genbu.
that is such a
so-
good way to look at vanilla cards.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of any card. That's so smart. Gosh dang it, I love doing a Battle Spirits podcast. I learned so much.
But I mean, yeah, it's just the cost reduction on him plus his stats, and then the way he combos with everything else on the deck. I think he's an all-star. He's really good.
Yeah, big champ energy, Wonderland Card Griffin. So I'm sure no one was surprised by all of that. But 2024, the year of our Lord, 2024, second year.
The year of our Void Lord.
The year of our. Speaking of, okay, real quick, I'm glad you said that again because I thought about it and then I forgot it. Do we think we're gonna see a blue Void Lord in set 4? And do we think it's gonna be an aberration trait? Because that would be cool as fuck.
I think it could. The only reason why I say that, 'cause isn't the Savior Chaos, whatever, the new Nova guy, he's alive because he fused with the core from one of the Void Lords. Era,
Yes,
I think it
he
was.
fused with Era.
So maybe, I mean, that's Green got one, so I don't see why
And
blue wouldn't.
this
And
is
and
the
the level
end
set is
of
the
that.
last set. It's the end of the whole thing. So
It's the end of
close that
that
out with a
arc.
boom.
I think we are gonna see a blue Void Lord, and I'm very
I think so.
excited about the blue Void Lord.
Blue Boiler says destroy half your opponent's deck.
You know what?
It's like
Yeah,
done.
that's my answer. I want to see in 2024. This is what I want Bandai to do. I want a aberration Void Lord in blue, and I want Cthulhu Shark to be a little more viable because I love Cthulhu Shark.
Yeah, Cthulhu.
So good.
I mean, could you imagine if blue gets the best Void Lord we've seen so far, and it just skyrockets to #1, like tier 0?
I mean, that's what Feng Huang did. We're like,
Right.
what are the other 4 Void Lords doing?
All I'm gonna say is, in my experience playing any game that has colors, and blue's one of them, which I hate, like Magic, they're
Yeah.
annoying. They usually do come out broken, with their stupid little effects, or negate this, or negate that, or empty out your whole deck. Even
so
Digimon
true.
had it. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if blue. And honestly, think about it. I mean, set 3 was kind of what set 2 was for green, which was like introductory period, right? There was not a lot of support for it. Where set 4, you'll get more of those real supports for blue that might make it a little bit more of a stronger deck. Or Crush might come out and be super obnoxious now, where you can mill a lot faster. I think what's the other one they have? Is it Raid? It's a Raid. They have another one. What's the other one?
Raid, yeah.
Raid,
yeah.
Raid. Yeah. So it should be interesting though. So it'd be cool to see the Void Lord and what it can do for blue. And that whole set looks already pretty good. And double the Saga, or 2 Saga rares and double the SPRs. I think is what they were saying, or something like that. You get more SPRs or more chances to get one. I think so. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the Saga rares are going to be the new Nova era, and then probably the whoever the blue lady is from the playmat, the world's
Yeah,
playmat, who
Oh
he's
yeah.
like fighting with. It's probably those two, I would guess, but who knows?
yeah. I'm excited to see it. Um,
So that's what you want to see in 2024,
that's
huh?
what I want to
Blue
see.
Void
I want to
Lord?
see a blue void lord. That's easy.
Warlord.
No, but other than that, just some more local, some store support, maybe some better allocation for product. But that usually comes with a second year of a game if it's doing well. And I'd like to think that this game is doing well. So yeah, just some good support, getting more people interested. Maybe another collaboration set at the end of the year. I'd love to see what kind
Yeah.
of IP they can bring over here because it's pretty expansive.
I mean, the way they're doing with his Evangelion and like the full art cards and like even I saw the Burning Force is gonna be full art. Like I mean, that's cool, man. Especially as like a collector, just to have different types of artwork for different cards. I love to
Yeah,
see that. It look good, and then Bandai has a huge IP, so they can go multiple routes. So
yeah,
we'll get Godzilla one day maybe, but we'll see. Like,
I
yeah.
saw that Japan has Evangelion versus Godzilla, and so
Oh
oh
there's
my
man,
like
gosh.
there's like
man,
Avas that there's like Godzilla creatures that are like colored like Avas, and it was just weird stuff. But I
That's
guess if you
so
own
cool.
both of those IPs, you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah. Exactly. And I would love for them to do that, especially within an IP that is fully theirs. You know?
Yeah.
The collaboration is just such a cool idea. Like we had fucking Game Grumps promo cards. Like who knows what they'll do?
yeah,
I
Tamagotchi.
mean,
Like come on, it's
yeah,
cool.
Tamagotchi.
this isn't my thing I want to see, but I'll just throw Gundam back in the ring. I'd love to see a full Gundam set.
Yeah, why not?
So
I bet they will.
doesn't need to
They already have the
doesn't need to
cards.
happen in. Yeah, just port the art over and give them new effects or something. Like that's fine
Yeah.
with me. I just want to play like a Principality of Xeon deck or something.
Yeah.
Just be
Yeah.
fun.
I like how they teased that the Evangelion set is going to be very synergistic with each other, but in the way that like the cards would make sense. Like it's from the show, right? Like different
Yeah.
arcs and different episodes in the show, like how it happened there. Those cards of those characters or those, like that's going to mix well and come to the table like that. I think that's genius.
Yeah. You're watching the show for the first
I
time,
am.
right?
I'm starting it because of this. Like I'm super. I want, especially right after they said that, I watched episode 1 because I was like, that's so cool. I want to know this universe. It's not nearly as big as One Piece, so that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
A little easier to digest. It's
yeah,
like 24 episodes or something, right?
exactly. And then I'll really have an understanding of the cards on an even deeper level, and it just adds another layer there. So I think it's genius.
I'll be excited, man. Especially with the collabs. They'll come out with a Pac-Man one day. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be so dope.
I hope Pac-Man, not something like Major Pac-Man. But I'd be excited though. It's I'm just excited to see like even watching the developer video today, just to get a quick update on it. I was like, you can tell that they're listening to a lot of stuff that we've been talking about all throughout last year as the players and as community. More art, different types
Oh my
of
gosh.
items and different things at events and different price support, and they've gotten like better and better and better. And not to mention like, I think I said it with set three. So by far, one of my favorite artwork is from set three. Just the amount of details that they
Yeah.
put in. And it looks like it's getting even better just for some of the stuff that we talked about with promos for Worlds, and seeing some playmat events for local game store support. So there's different things out there that, I mean, within a year time span, they've already listened and adapted a little bit. So that's exciting to see going into year two and seeing what this year's going to bring with a major set coming out, another collab set, and who knows what else is behind. I think they kind of hinted at another lore set to kind of keep up with the world of Battle Spirits, and I'm excited for that. So
Yeah, I forgot they did that. I
yeah.
they said stuff like the lore set too, so
Hmm.
it could be anything. Like, yeah, I'm just really hopeful. It sounds like they're really they're gonna keep supporting the game at least through 2024. So
Well,
sounds good to me.
So is what do you want to see in 2024, Angel?
Me, honestly, kind of a little bit of what we just touched upon. I want to see more collabs with the game, or like surprise sets to keep that game kind of like what they did with the little mini sets, just a little bit more like impactful. And definitely more local game store support, whether that's exclusive, which they tried at the end of the year, right? Exclusive
Right.
promos like with the Absolute Ice Shield, the play
Yeah,
mats, that kind of stuff. Because I think that's the biggest thing I will say personally, and maybe it's just the area that we live in, that still hurts a little bit. It's just like apart from the big major events, we have nowhere really to play. I mean, TTS and all that, and we can live play on
yeah,
Discord. But
Yeah.
to really engage in a local scene and go out there on Wednesday nights or whatever, play with the community, really play test, really engage. That's really what this game really needs. At least in our area, I'm not speaking for every city. I know some cities are a lot more supported than this, but I still
like
hear a lot of other
Bulldog
people.
Community Gaming shout out.
Right.
Bulldog, yeah. But I think that's the biggest thing I want to see. And I think that's a lot of this part of our efforts too, just kind of going to some of these shops and really just preaching about the game and going out there and trying. But Cam had brought it up too. I think the allocation thing was kind of a weird thing last year that hopefully we
Yeah,
learn from, and distributors and GameStop, or whoever was all involved, whatever, learn from that.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing I want to see in 2024, because I mean, obviously, I love this game. It's one of the best games I've played in a long time, and I don't want to go back to Yu-Gi-Oh or anything else. I really enjoy this game. I enjoy the community. I enjoy what they're doing about it and how they're listening. So I want this game to strive. So I just really hope that our local game stores can kind of hop the bandwagon with us, and hopefully kind of get that game out there even more. So
Yeah. Well
yeah.
said.
what about
That's
you?
definitely something. I mean, we can talk about it more offline, obviously, but that's something that we should try to do together as a group is get something going in our area again because
Yeah,
I think it's fully dropped off. I don't think there's anywhere near us to even go anymore. Like when I was looking in the app, there was nothing.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
It's a big
we
bummer.
need to. There's some shops where like we have personal connections with some of the people. Like I'm just thinking about like the board game cafe near us, Cam. Like
Yeah.
we could probably just for fun get something going at one of those locations just so we have somewhere to play more casually because I love this game, but it has become kind of tiring that the only time I ever play it is to play test for like a grand open or a pro tour or
Yeah.
I would love to just like the side event in Atlanta where I got to play test my little 2 cost like macaroni pentan deck,
Yeah.
where it was just like the stakes were so low because if I lost, I just like didn't get an extra pack and like whoop de doo, who cares? Like I want more of that where
Yeah.
I can do that. So, but I it sounds like they're going to be doing some of those things. But the thing that I actually really want to see in 2024 is kind of a thing that I want them to continue doing, but maybe improve on it a little bit, is having these like events like I was just talking about, like grand opens and pro tours and stuff that we can travel to.
Yeah.
Um, I want them to maybe get a little more input from people in the States at least about what makes sense because
Yeah.
man, going to Atlanta and then flying across the country the very next weekend was rough
Yeah.
for Portland. So, like, if we're gonna do a grand open in Atlanta, let's do the pro tour in like I don't know,
Alabama
Alabama,
or
Florida,
Florida.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Even
North
Tennessee.
Carolina.
I want
yeah.
Yeah,
I want either a vault tour from Keyforge or a Grand Open or Pro Tour in Nashville.
yeah,
Pokemon
Yeah.
Worlds was in Nashville, Tennessee a few years ago, and as far as
Yeah.
I know, it went pretty well. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would love
Yeah.
to see that personally. I
The
know that's a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
little
YCS was
selfish.
in Nashville too. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
to your point though, that's a good point. Like I think, I mean, that's actually a very good point. That's one thing I forgot to mention now that you brought it up, Eric. It's just like the roadmap, right?
yeah,
The roadmap needs to make sense. Like you're saying, if at the end of the year, which I get why they did it, if at the end of the year you're gonna crunch 2, 3 major events, right, to get as many people to qualify for Worlds, right? That's the ideal goal. Like you said, strategize it. If you know most people are gonna be traveling to Atlanta, then make the Pro Tour somewhere around near, I don't know, a 10-hour radius, maybe 9-hour radius from that area. That way people can plan their stay. I'm gonna stay here another week and drive up 5 hours compared, like you said, going all the way across the other world, or vice versa. Some people had to go to, UK last minute. It's
yeah,
not easy sometimes, and unfortunately, you only get two of each event each quarter per se, to really qualify for some of the stuff. But yeah, it does. That's one thing I would say with 2023. If I had to reflect back last year, it did get kind of exhausting sometimes, just trying to travel and travel and travel.
Yeah.
If I would have gone to Pennsylvania, which I didn't, but if I would have, that was right after Tulsa, not even like in the
Yeah.
following 2 weeks. I mean, it's
And that's
tiring,
two opposite
So
sides of the country too. You're right.
yeah,
Like they did that
yeah.
consistently. Yeah.
So
Hopefully they can get like, I don't know.
Just do what other games do and split it into regions. Like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
now it's like the Southeast qualifiers are
Yep.
happening.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have,
Midwest.
yeah, we're gonna have for Southeast we're gonna have the Grand Open in Atlanta, and then if you qualify, you're gonna do the Pro Tour in Nashville.
Yep.
Like
And
that.
like because that's how it's done outside of the U.S. And so that's naturally why Japanese business people were like, okay, well, yeah, they're the same country, they can get there in a week.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really. I mean, that was the
I
only
drove to
reason.
it.
That's the
I
only
drove
reason
to
I didn't go to
Atlanta.
Pro Tour.
Hey, yeah, not really.
I had to
We
fly.
Me and
Yeah.
Eric drove to 269 miles of nothing to get to Tulsa.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not
And then
easy.
we flew to Utrecht.
Yeah.
So that was the other thing I was gonna say. Even though I just said that,
That is
man,
cool, though.
is traveling internationally freaking
Yeah.
cool. And I definitely want them to keep that in there because I never would have gone to Utrecht. I never even probably would have even gone to Amsterdam because I have none of that there is like interesting to me enough to where I would have planned a vacation.
Yeah.
It's somewhere that I've always heard of as being really cool, but it was never something that like stuck out enough to me where I was like gonna spend my hard-earned money to like go on a vacation there. But
you want to visit
like
the Skullcore district?
I mean, it was awesome. I loved visiting there, and I definitely want them to keep that up. But I'm already a little disappointed with what I've seen for like the preseason Grand Opens, where the first one is. Maybe I'm just a Texas hater, and man, oh man, we're gonna lose like almost all of our subscribers because I just said that.
I'll
I'm not
say
saying
it.
you hear
None
you.
of us want to go to Texas.
I'll go to Austin.
They got some good
I'll go
barbecue.
to Austin, Texas, or like I'd go to Austin, Texas, but like
It's
I don't
in,
want to
is it
go
in
to.
Dallas? Or what's that?
It's
at?
in Mesquite, Texas.
I don't know. I don't know where that's at.
I don't
Yeah.
know where that is.
I'm
I
gonna bring
looked
my
it up.
10-gallon hat though, so I'll be good.
Yeah.
Chad would kill
But-
me if I went to Texas to play Battle Spirits when he lived there for 5 years and I didn't visit him. So I can't go to Texas and play in this preseason for a lot of reasons. That's one of them. But yeah, give me a Midwest one, man. But host it at Bulldog. Come on, let's do a Grand Open at Bulldog. I'll go
Yeah.
to Brownsburg, Indiana for it.
That's a good point. Host the Grand Opens instead of doing them at like a hotel, like where there's no light other than natural light.
Yeah.
Host them at local game stores, and then and then you immediately have a vendor on site. You have a vendor right there.
Or conventions. Like do a Grand Open
Yeah.
at Gen Con Saturday, Sunday. And
Yeah.
then people are still enjoying Gen Con Thursday, Friday. But then like if you want to, Grand Open. Keyforge has done tournaments at Gen Con, like, official tournaments for their competitive seasons. And I think that's pretty smart.
Yeah. I guess here's my thing is like there's money that you can win, so the traveling isn't terrible because
Right.
if you qualify to
The
go and
pricing
you don't,
was impressive.
the pricing is great. I don't know if we're gonna see that in the new year. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
yet
what I was
to be
gonna say.
seen.
Yeah, I got to see like is it gonna stay the same or they're gonna
Yeah.
notch it down a little bit because they got to cut a loss somewhere.
They spent a lot
Yeah.
of money on pricing in that first year.
Yeah. But I mean I will say like the chances of me being able to swing like 1 week I'm in Atlanta, the next week I'm in Utrecht are greatly diminished if there's that quickly of a turnaround, and also I have to spend like I don't get any prize money. That's going to be rough. So, but at the same time it's like I don't know. I guess I feel torn because it's like I want the tournaments to be in really cool places that I want to because I've traveled more for this game than I've traveled for any job I've ever had.
Yeah.
Which is like it's pretty freaking cool. Like I honestly am so thankful for this game for that reason because in 2023 I was actually thinking I wanted to travel more because I wanted to kind of see what was out there, and then I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm going to be pretty busy and then it was like Battle Spirits was like, nope, you're gonna travel.
Yeah. No kidding.
So-
I mean, it's true though, and I mean, I'm thankful for it because I mean, we met a lot of great people. A lot of you guys are on the
Yeah.
Discord right now. We talk to each other. But I think it's funny because my brother always gives me shit. He's like, "You're traveling to Europe to go play a card game." He's like, "You nerd." I was like, "I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, dude, this but
Hell
it's fun."
yeah,
Like, but to your point though, like. Yeah, I probably never travel as much. I mean, I travel a lot for work every once in a while, but it's usually the same spot, you know, LA or Riverside, where some of these places like Tulsa, where we got to meet and hang out with people that we, you know, talk to every day. That's, I think, the most exciting part of it. And definitely, you know, Europe was one of the biggest like experiences in my life. I was traveling and seeing that side of the world for this game that I'm excited for it, but like I think we just need to chunk it out. Like at least we know it's gonna be one crazy international trip. That's fine, but we got like that roadmap has to be like because they wait like almost the last minute. Like all right, here you go, boom, boom. And I'm like, I have no time to book a hotel at a decent price or you know plane tickets. And it's you know like I said, a lot of us it's just some of us have full-time jobs. Some people are lucky. Some people don't have to worry about it, but some of us have to. So
yeah,
some people are trophy husbands and they don't have to worry about that.
God.
like
my
me.
wife listening. I need to be a trophy husband. Oh.
Just
Okay,
kidding, I'm not a
um,
trophy husband. I just want everyone to be clear.
I'll wear the apron. I don't care. I'll
hell
do
yeah,
whatever.
man.
It's like, I don't care.
But yeah, in conclusion, do I know the solution? No. Am I going to complain about it? Hell yeah, I am.
That's what we
But,
do.
Yeah, honestly, Angel, I think you're right. I don't really mind where the tournaments are or how much I have to travel if I can just know in advance.
Yeah.
Like being able to plan is so helpful, and yeah, it would just be nice to be able to plan everything a little bit better, and I think it'd be easier to plan things if one Grand Open qualifies you for a Pro Tour that is near where you just were, so that way. Especially if it's the very next weekend, because at that point, I'll just even if I have to fly to Europe, I'll just stay in Europe for a week.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you can plan better. Yeah.
Go do that. Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest
Because I can
thing.
plan around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the biggest thing. Just a big road, like far enough ahead. I say like not even nothing crazy. At least even 2 months in advance. You know, that way you know how many kidneys I gotta sell before I can travel. So it's just like you just gotta go figure it out. You know, I gotta know what to sell around my house to be able to get there. But
the way that you phrased that didn't make it sound like you were selling your kidneys, but instead a stash of kidneys.
Like,
right.
You have.
Hey, look, the reason I've been gone for the last few months, I've been hunting for kidneys. All right,
Harvest, farming kidneys.
Jesus.
Oh man, that's a
Heard
great
it here
episode
first.
title for season 2, episode 1.
Farming
Kidneys for travel.
Farming kidneys to go to Pro Tour.
What has the game come down to?
Oh man.
But I hope they do.
That's
Yeah.
Well,
It's
for the record, Angel doesn't actually farm kidneys.
I just
He's
not.
just
Yeah,
it's
copyright,
he
we're not
allegedly
copyright.
farms kidneys. Yeah.
Yes.
supposedly.
It's so
Supposedly.
funny. But yeah.
A little sense of being.
We never said they were human.
Right. A lot of things have
That's even
kidneys.
worse. Look, you'll have Peter after me. That's even worse. Like
Yeah.
I don't want Peter after me.
Oh man.
Hold
Well,
on, wait. I hear something. Open up.
Hey, hands up. Like,
Angel's camera just gets cut.
get off. What happened?
Oh man.
Oh god.
Well, it's been nice while we finally got you back. I guess we'll never see Angel again.
Yeah. I need a pen pal.
Yeah, we're just sending you X-rares to prison, and you're trading them for cigarettes
Yeah.
or
Hot Cheetos.
cigarette. Yeah, hot Cheetos for Genboos. Oh man. Well, I think we definitely have a positive look at 2024 as far as Battle Spirits is concerned, and so that's just really, really exciting. It's been a hell of a year. I personally, like I don't want to speak for these guys, but again, it's just been really nice to make a lot of new friendships and travel and just play this game and talk about this game and just enjoy this game. It's a really fun community. It continues to just be so good and so fun. And on that note, join our Discord. All the links that you need are in the show notes wherever you are ingesting this podcast right now. Come say hi. Come hang out with us. A lot of it right now is a little more on the competitive end. I know we tout ourselves as a Casualpetitive. And we will. We'll definitely be looking at some spoiler cards and just freaking out about stuff and overblowing some other cards that are going to be trash in a couple of weeks. But it's just a fun time, and I just want to thank you all again for being here with me, Angel and Eric, and all of you listening. So we're looking forward to season 2 of Absolute BSS. We're going to get into some spoilers next time, but I think that's going to do it for us today. Anything else you guys want to add here before we get out of here?
No, just keep in mind on that flyer that posted on the video. If you guys have any questions, join the Discord for that tournament happening. Support those guys. I mean, we'll all be in there in the Discord, so ask us any questions, and hopefully you guys can make it out. It'll be a fun time. I mean, just supporting a great shop. I was able to go to it when I went to Gen Con. Amazing owner. The guys there treat you like family. It's awesome. So if you guys can make it out, definitely try to check it out. So it'll be a fun time.
So important. I've got that up again on the video. But yeah, join the Discord. See that. How about you, Eric?
No, that's pretty much all I've got. I'm definitely excited for set 4. I'm excited to see where this game goes, and yeah, I am excited to travel more for this game too.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where the new locations are and where Bandai is going to take us next.
Yeah, and good luck to both of you, and everyone else in the Discord, and everyone else listening at Worlds coming up very, very soon. Can't wait to see what happens, because Atlanta and Portland were so close together. You don't know all the sauce that's going to come out at Worlds.
No, they were saving the secret sauce for Worlds.
That's what I'm thinking. So it's going to be some spicy,
just like big stuff to get through. Most of those people don't care. The World Spice. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
How many more followers do we need to be able to play some battle shots?
Oh my gosh.
We're really close.
We're very,
I thought we'd be
close.
Getting a lot of followers, so it's good. Keep doing it.
We got a fun idea.
We're 11 subscribers away from Battleshot Saga. So if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're just listening, go over to our YouTube channel, Absolute BSS Pod, and go subscribe. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we're going to play Battleshot Saga. Yeah. I saw somebody in, I think, Cosmic's Discord did actually play Battleshot Saga.
No way! That's awesome.
Hunt that down. I don't think it was inspired by us. I think it was. I think the idea is just out there in the zeitgeist, and people are. It's something that you're like, 5 life cores. I can take that many shots. Says the sober person.
I'll take them.
That's right. That's right. We got a kidney guy now. So
he can take 5 shots. He's got like 7 kidneys hooked up to him right now.
The real money is in livers. So we gotta look into that maybe. Allegedly. All right. Anyway, before we get completely busted, we're gonna get out of here. But thank you all once again for hanging out here on Absolute BSS. We'll catch you next time. Bye bye.
Peace.
See ya.